Hours came down to the final second. What did this one take from you guys?
Togetherness, not getting deflated by the environment and the concept that was thrown at us. Calls wasn't going our way, but we stayed together, and that's the main thing. Being in tough games and games not going your way, especially when you're at home, is just you just got to come together and just really stay solid. And the game went in favor for us. Staying solid, and we stopped the fouling down the stretch a little bit, and it was a free throw type of game. And that's what it comes down to when you have two great teams playing against each other.
When it comes to that level of connectivity amongst this team, though early in the season, no matter who's out there, who's not out there, why have you guys been able to find that success early?
I'll give my hats off to JJ. JJ and the staff just been pushing us. Regardless who's out there, they've been doing it since I got here. From training camp, from the months I've been in the summer in the gym, he's been the same guy. And, he's just been every day just drilling it in our heads, having that championship mentality, championship shape, championship communication. And, that's our motto, and that's what we've been going by. And it's super contagious. The guys who are out, they work their way up to come back and play, come in the lineup, and it's like they never left.
When you guys are not shooting it great as a collective, how much confidence does it give you that you can basically win the game on the defensive end?
It gives a lot of confidence because we're not really dependent on our offense. JJ really wants us to have our defense, create our offense, and that's what you see, glimpses of us, and Spurs having our runs and getting stops and crowd getting into it. That really gave us that boost as well.
At shoot-around this morning, you said you didn't really want to overemphasize any game other than the other, right? But clearly, pregame, you had some pep in your step, and the building was feeling it.
I wasn't paying attention. That's every game. I'd be dancing and all of that.
Okay, well, how about this then? The building was here to celebrate the Dodgers. You guys get to end a homestand before you go on a long road trip. All those factors considered, how does this feel for a group win to get this? You're 7-2 to start the season.
I ain't gonna lie. Seeing the Dodgers, the champions, walking in here, they put a little pressure on me. I was a little nervous. I was like, dang, just actually seeing them in person. I've been watching them through a glass, all season. But yeah, it was definitely some pressure, and the crowd was into it. So it was definitely something to put on for the fans and leave them home happy.
You got that alley-oop in the third quarter when I think y'all were down, close to double digits. That started to turn the game around. What's it like for you to get down the floor, finish that play, force timeouts, and have them, figure out what's happening with y'all?
Piggybacking off our defense. That was a defensive stop, and Luka threw the ball in. I just ran with him honestly, and it was a great pass by him. But that's mainly our point. It was 1 through 5, and we wanted to turn them over. We got a lot of calls, but it eventually worked out in our favor, playing physical and playing in that type of game, and making it a free throw game as well.
You weren't in foul trouble. There was 3 dudes on the other team fouled out, 3 dudes on your team who had 5 fouls. How did you, starting center, play so well defensively against Wemby?
That's not 1 through 5, man. That's not 1 through 5, man. That's not 1 through 5. That's something I've been wanting to show, especially to my coaching staff as well. And they trust me, to really go out there and guard 1 or 2 dribbles, before my help come. And yeah, I'll be good. I'll be comfortable out there. I know my help coming, so I'm straight.
You're just putting yourself in the middle of so much over the course of a full game like that.
It's part of my resume, just making an impact on both sides in any way that I can. So, that stat right there was crazy, a flagrant, a tech, but it's part of the game, and my teammates trust me enough to go out there and impact the game the way I do.
Do opponents feel that too? Did you hear any kind of chatter feedback because you just are in the way?
Yeah, you hear it all the time. Guys would rather play with me than against me. So that's compliment to my game. What I bring to this table, the energy, and the way that I work.
When they have so many stoppage in the game, I think it was 66 fouls, 84 free throws.
I think the game took 3 hours in regulation. It's crazy, right?
Right. And how do you maintain just making sure you keep the pace right, you don't get out of sorts, you just
stick to the game plan, stick to the game plan and you let your instincts do what they do best. And, you know, we have a great group of guys who IQ when it comes to basketball is really good, and we trust one another, and we continue to stay on our course and listen to coach and the game plan and follow it all the way through.
Obviously, you're known for your basketball IQ. The play late where you stepped on the line. Did you even? What was your reaction when you found out from the ref that was the call?
Couldn't believe it. I mean, I think when I released the ball, they said I stepped over. I'm like, I mean, we see the play all the time where a guy gets the ball out quick and his leg is like this, and he's still over inbounds, and he throws the ball in. There's no call, but to have that call at the end of the game, 1.2, we got a guy wide open. All he do is catch ball, game's over. It's kind of crazy, but as a 12-year vet, I can't make that mistake. I can't even put the call or the ball in their hands to have that call called against us. So I take full ownership of it. My teammates understand. They're going to joke with me. They're going to let me hear about it, but it'll never happen again.
You've been around this league long enough to understand that chemistry, camaraderie can take some time. What's impressed you most about the connectivity you guys have found early?
Really just how quick we were able to connect. We had a lot of guys, unlike other teams where we didn't have a lot of guys here in town in the summer working out. We had kind of sprinkled everywhere. Damn, DA, can I talk? Man, you all loud. Sorry, guys. Big five over there, you know what I'm saying? But we didn't have that luxury. So for us to be able to come out the way we have with the chemistry, being able to trust one another the way we are, that means a lot. And I think that right there is the biggest thing.
Hey, Rui, JJ said that he and the coaching staff talk sometimes where it seems like you might not have touched the ball for 8 minutes of game time and 30 minutes, but then
so you guys see that? Oh, okay.
They see, but then you get it and you're still able to lock in and hit a shot, which what seems like it could be difficult just to not have a rhythm like that and just find it.
I think for me as a just being around here 3-4 years, whatever, 3 seasons or 4 seasons, I'm trying to accept my role. I know I'm not a ball handler. This is the where I came here and start working on my threes. Start working on those. Making the shots without doing all the kind of stuff, the dribbling and all that. Those are the kind of stuff. I'm good at it, and sometimes you don't get the ball, but you always have to be ready. Somehow, mentally I have to be kind of ready for the moments. Like that when I made the shot, I didn't touch the ball at all. The second half, and the first time I touched it, so. But that's I think with coming with my patience and my mindset to be ready for that moment. Yeah.
What's it like playing with Luka when the team is down? He's not even having his best night. But JJ felt like his demeanor kind of gave you guys a chance in the second half, and maybe some of his teammates took cues from it. That competitive side kept going, even though it didn't necessarily look it was going your guys' way.
Yeah, we talk about. I'm not gonna. We said that during the halftime too. We tired. We exhausted right now because of the schedule. We had a lot of back-to-back away games. We're coming home 3 a.m. It's been tough, but we talk about we have to now. This is time for us to get together and more. We have to trust each other more, and we have to play together. And that's what we did in the second half. And we tried to, talk to each other more and trying to get going each other. So that's what we did, and we got this dub. So yeah, it was a great win.
Really defensively, what was kind of the plan against Wemby, and how do you feel like you guys executed as a team?
It was good. Yeah, just trying to be physical. From a half court. Once we get to the, his shooting range. We're trying to be more aggressive and on that, even off the ball, I was trying to, obviously you can see he's way taller than me, so I have to get on the, lower, trying to push him, trying to be more physical. And I think as a team we did a good job today. We did that, and we made him in the foul trouble, which was good. That was good, and I got the charges. So yeah, that was a great one too.
Rui, you guys have played almost half your games without Luka. Miss Austin for a couple games. Brown hasn't played. Yeah, you guys, I think, are still around top 6 offensively. What has enabled you guys to be so as good as you guys are offensively, even with all the lineups changing and rotations changing and all the changes you guys have had?
Just staying ready. Everybody's ready. Whoever get on the call, everybody's ready for the whatever the roles they have, and we talk about that. We had, I think I said a couple of times, but we had a very good training camp this year, so we have the moment of like who's no matter who's on the court, everybody's trying to do their jobs and trying to be ready, stay ready. And that with the different rotation and starting lineup, it's a different rhythm, of course. But we as a team, I think our chemistry is very high right now. So that's why we've been playing good.
Hey Rui, it's early, but have you noticed a different level of intensity from Luka on the defensive end this season?
It's a Luka.
Mm-hmm.
Luka. Mm-hmm. Yes. No, yeah, he's trying to be more vocal, compared to last year. I can see the, vocal on the defense. He's trying to talk through. He's trying to be more physical, more aggressive. That's why he got this, he almost fouled out, literally. I never seen him like that. But, he's trying to be more aggressive, and that's what we need from him too, and he's taking it. So yeah, it's been great.
Tonight, JJ mentioned that the word that he mentioned throughout the game was kind of resiliency. Can you describe for the fans watching tonight and really around the world what it's been like to go to battle each night with these guys?
It's been fun. I think we're just being around with these guys. On the court, off the court. We having fun right now. I think we enjoying playing hard every night, every game. Even though with the schedule, it's been tough, but we trying to help each other. Try to compete every night. That's why we in this position right now. So we gotta keep building. We gotta keep building. It's just the beginning of the season right now. So we just gotta. We still. It's gonna be up and down the whole season maybe. But I think we gotta stick like we've been doing.
Rui, from the opening tip, it looked like Ayton was as sharp as ever. What did you see from him tonight on both sides of the ball?
Yeah, I think playing against him, Wemby is it's not normal, So, but he was trying to be aggressive, on both ends. I think he did a great job on that. Being more physical and trying to get his touch and everything. So yeah, he did a great.
Rui, speaking to the chemistry of this team so far, JJ said you guys were doing like Pecha Kucha. What is that, and how has it helped you guys?
Apparently, it's from Japan. I didn't know that. He knows all the.
Not from Japan, like you.
I don't know. He knows all the Japanese stuff more than me. So it was interesting. But yeah, he's just like you have to pick. Like you have to get 5 pictures, and each slide you have a 20 seconds kind of explain. How you start basketball. Who's your guy that changed your life. Those kind of stuff, and it kind of. Get to know each other. It's kind of get deep. Deeper. So, but it's been great. Get to know each other, trying to learn each other. That's a very important thing. For us. This is the team sports, and then we have a couple new guys too. So, I think it's good. Yeah, I think we did like 5 players right now, 5, 6 players with the 6 coaches. So, the coaches is doing too. So yeah, it's been great.
Hey Rui, so can you tell me about like playing against, especially defense-wise, against Wemby, like that type of player, where it's like way taller than you, and then like something like that. Like, what's your technique about playing against them?
It just means being physical, and he has to kind of, you can't block the shot. So kind of you have to distract in a different way. Being physical, getting his body, those kind of hard. Then those kind of hard stuff help. And for me, I think that's what I did today. And he was struggling. He made all the free throws and stuff. But yeah, I think it was tough for him.
お疲れ様です、開幕からここまで選手がレブロンがいなかったりルカがいなかったりオースティンがいなかったりっていう中でこの成績っていうことでここまででチームについて学んだことこのチームはどんなチームっていうのと思いますか？
そうですね。コート外では自分たちはすごい性格も豊かで面白い人たちが多いなと思いますし、その中でチームのバスケのところでも自分たちのその強みを生かしながら戦えてるんじゃないかなと思うので、それを続けていきたいなと思います。
I'm sorry, 2 questions. I'm sorry. いや、すみません、2つ。チャージングっていうのはキャリア初めてでしょうか。その時に今日のチャージングことをそれもちょっと話していただけますか。
そうですね。自分でも今日はボールタッチが後半はあまりもらえなかったので何かインパクトを持たそうと思ってディフェンスで頑張ってたのでそのところでチャンスを持って、ウェンビーもすごいアグレッシブにやろうとしたのでそこをついてやりましたね。
初めてですよかね。初めてですかね。
今日は初めてです。今年は。
はい、あと、それと今日ドジャースの選手が来てましたけれども、今日もレイカーズ自体も粘り強い勝利を挙げましたが、ドジャースの第7戦までの戦いぶりを見て、どのように思われましたか。
そうですね、自分でもこうやって日本人として野球でバスケで僕はバスケやってるんですけど、野球でこうやって日本人が3人集まってこうやって大きな舞台で戦って、こういう大きなマーケット LA っていうところでこうやって優勝できるってことはすごい僕としても嬉しいですし、僕ももっと頑張ろうと思うようになりましたし、パレードとか見てても僕らが優勝した時とかもすごいことになるんじゃないかなと思うので、それを想像しながら試合を見てたので、僕もすごい勇気づけられて、もっと頑張ろうと思いました。